Hey everyone, welcome. Let me ask you something. Think you've got your social media fundraising on lock? Well, what about Reddit? If you're not on there, you might be missing out on a really big opportunity. And I'm going to show you exactly why over the next few minutes. I mean, you're probably crushing it on Instagram and Facebook, right? We see it all the time. Donation numbers are going up, and you're feeling like a total fundraising rock star. But what if I told you there's this massive, and I mean massive, audience that most of us are completely ignoring? A platform that is just a goldmine of generosity, pretty much waiting for nonprofits to show up. Yep, I'm talking about Reddit. All right, so let's dig into the numbers a bit and see why Reddit is this huge untapped opportunity we're talking about. Just let this number sink in. 430 million active users every single month. That actually makes Reddit the 5th most visited website in the entire US. It's like this giant party and your invitation just arrived. So who are all these people? Well, get this. The biggest group, we're talking 36%, are between 18 and 29 years old. That's right, millennials and Gen Z, only the most charitable generation out there. The exact people you're trying to reach are already on Reddit, just waiting. Okay, and here's the real kicker. While pretty much every nonprofit is out there battling for attention on the usual platforms, guess how many are on Reddit? A tiny 4%. Just 4. The field is so wide open. It's your chance to really connect and make a huge impact without all the noise. Okay, but there is a catch. You can't just copy and paste your Instagram strategy and call it a day. Reddit is, well, it's different. It's got its own culture, its own community, its own language, really. And to succeed, you've got to learn to speak that lingo. So what is that language? Check this out, because this is kind of wild. There are about 1.5 billion English speakers on the planet, but there are over 1.8 billion people who speak meme. Seriously, more people communicate through memes than through English. It's pretty much the universal language of this audience. And just how ingrained is meme culture? Okay, this is going to sound a little weird, but stick with me. And no judgment here, but it's actually more consistent than some other daily habits. So studies show that 30% of millennials only brush their teeth once a day, and almost 40% of young adults haven't used deodorant in the past month. The point isn't to judge hygiene. It's just that communicating with memes is so central to this generation, it's more of a daily ritual than some of the things we were all taught as kids. So, are you convinced yet? Good. Now, how do you actually do this? How do you get started and make Reddit work for your organization? Well, let's open up the playbook. Okay, first things first, you need to understand subreddits. Just think of them as super focused communities or forums for like any topic you can possibly imagine. You have broad ones like r/nonprofit or r/volunteer, and then you have really specific ones like for your city or even for a specific part of your cause like r/food justice. This is how you find your people. And when you do find your people, you've got to understand how they think. Redditors value transparency and authenticity more than anything. They're often described as offbeat, quirky, and anti-establishment. So that super polished corporate speak stuff, it's just not going to work here. You have to be real, you have to be genuine, you've got to actually engage. Okay, so what about running an actual campaign? It's really not as scary as it sounds. It basically breaks down into 3 easy steps. First, you target your audience. You can do that by their interests, their location, or the subreddits they're in. Second, you set your schedule and your budget. Easy enough. And third, you create your ad. It can be a simple link or a text post that sends them right to your fundraise donation page so they can make a difference. And now, it's time for the secret weapon, the key that's really going to unlock Reddit for you, that's going to build community and drive real engagement. It's time to make your fundraising meaningful. Just look at this one our team made. I'm just going to run one report. Then you see the report and all the 17 other reports it needs. I mean, if you've ever worked at a nonprofit, you feel this deep in your soul. And that feeling of being in on the joke together, that's pure gold. It shows you're not some faceless organization. You're real people who get it. And that right there is the power of Reddit. It's where these big cultural conversations are happening every day. It's a place where you can tap into that shared humor, those common frustrations, and that collective passion. And you can channel all that energy into direct, meaningful action for your cause. So as you're planning your next fundraising campaign,
There's really only one question left to ask yourself. Are you ready to make it a meaningful one?
We've really only scratched the surface today. If you want the full strategy, the complete playbook, you have to check out our Rookie's Guide to Reddit over on the Fundraise blog. You can find it at fundraise.org/blog, or even easier, just hit the direct link we've put in the description. Thanks so much for hanging out.